I mean, this cover is a little on the spicy side for a 1952 book, right?
Hi, everybody. Ben and I are back with Rick Akers, and we're going down a path that I thought 10 years ago I would never go down, and that is romance books. Rick is going to share some of the most special romance books in the upcoming Heritage auctions, and as a special treat, we're going to see some books and some original art from Rick's own collection.
Great to see you, Keston and Ben, and everybody out there in YouTube land.
All right, what are we looking at here?
Well, Daring Love #1, Gilmore Press, 1953 in 5.0, and this is great Bernard Bailey cover, but which I love this cover and I love this book. This is one of the most desired romance comics of all. But one of the other things that makes it really special is this is the first published comic book artwork from somebody that some of your viewers may be familiar with. I don't know if anybody ever heard of Steve Ditko, but this is it right here. I think it was a story near the end of the book called like Paper Romance.
All right, well, let's move from Hay to this one.
I mean, Little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet. And that's what I think of when I see that. That is a exciting, intimate secrets. In this issue, they called me worthless. And I tell you, this is like one of the books that we've definitely highlighted in the auction. Great spacing on the cover, central image, red dress. It's kind of got a lot of what you want to see in romance books, and in there's some interior Wally Wood art. I think this is the second highest graded copy at 8.0. Oh, white pages too.
All right, let's see the next one. Oh, one of my favorite titles. What are we looking at here, Rick?
Cinderella Love #26. I mean, this is part of that great run at the end of St. John's Cinderella Love, with Matt Baker covers and interiors, and this is just another classic. Cinderella Love 25, of course, gets most of the attention, but 26, 27, 28, and 29 are fantastic books as well. And there's some cheek to cheek dancing situation from Matt Baker, who's I was gonna say arguably the most famous romance artist, but I'm just gonna leave out arguably. I think he is the most famous romance artist. Just I'm gonna bring it up now because I just happen to have one of my favorite Matt Baker books with me. Actually, my favorite Matt Baker book. This is Teenage Romances 45, and that's my personal, Matt Baker favorite cover. Yeah.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yeah, the Matt Baker train is hard to get off. If you were to like have a Baker's row, you know, of
Sure.
maybe top 10 Bakers, I think this would probably make the cut. Teenage Romances 43 is pretty tough book. That great black background cover with all the silhouette imagery. You can see her thinking about her relationship and all that it's been through as she's a schoolgirl. Again, Teenage Romances implies that she would be in high school, but she looks more like a college age girl.
Yeah,
And,
that's
and, and, and I wanted to just take a second to say that, I mean, this cover has been swiped quite a bit. We were just talking about Teenage Romances 43, and I wonder where this idea came from for Sweetheart Diary #45. I think that this is obviously a direct take. In the way that they've swiped on this, look at the fingers on the girl. Matt Baker had a style that he did with fingers, and to me, it looks like they've even kind of tried to like mimic that a little bit. Pictorial Romances 14, Matt Baker. To see St. John books in this kind of grade, I don't know about you guys, but I always think of girls as people who take care of things more. But that was definitely not true with comic books. Romance comic books from that era, they're mostly extremely difficult to find in really nice shape.
and I think we're definitely a different artist now. Who is this?
I just love this cover from L.B. Cole. Did he invent psychedelia? I don't know. Doing something so different than everybody else at the time, And true to life romances from Star Publications. This would be an interesting conversation. Like, who is the most identifiable comic artists from the Golden Age. It's probably Cole or Schomburg, I think. Basil Wolverton, though, that's another like just extremely identifiable style that you just immediately know who that artist is. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's a sweet cover. Can we zoom in on that one a little bit?
Yeah, yeah.
That's another one with depth and perspective, right? And you got the martini glass. You got this couple. I don't know. They're doing the flamenco or whatever. Why did I ever split up with Randy? I should be out there dancing with him instead of that blonde opportunist Pat. And that's what she's thinking. She's not gonna let him know that. And this guy's like, "Aren't you glad you gave up show business, Audrey? No need to make a spectacle of yourself." Well, he doesn't know what's going on in her head. She wants to be out there doing that dancing. I love his signature too. I mean,
Yeah.
it just always kind of pops out nicely. Another great LB Cole cover and really high grade with white pages. This young man is looking up at her longingly. Now we're getting into Atlas Romance, and Lovers is kind of their signature title. And Lovers 50 is the issue right after the famous Lovers 49. And this is a Hartley cover. I mean, you see the fireplace in the background. That's another kind of theme you pick up a lot. And a 6.5 Crippen copy. I think this book just kind of has a lot going on. And the book right before it is one of my probably three favorite romance covers of all time. Lovers 49, which we don't have a copy of in this auction, but I have a copy of here. That's my copy of that book.
I know Heritage would never hire me to do write-ups of books, but I would say this is where Detective Comics number 13 meets romance. Both the hand's like a glove. I mean, it's huge. It's like palming her face.
Justin, you suggesting a swipe?
Hicks Parade, Youthful Romances number 11. I mean, this cover is a little on the spicy side for a 1952 book, right? She's definitely enjoying herself, and he's definitely enjoying her neck. As you get more exposed to more areas, you can find things you like that you didn't even know you liked, and that's one of the fun parts about the hobby for sure. All right, we're getting into one of my favorite artists who I think a lot of people are just now beginning to discover is Alice Kirkpatrick. Alice Kirkpatrick, she just had her own unique style that is pretty identifiable and glamorous romances here. This copy, this is a Ace book. Something I've heard about her. I mean, I don't think she was particularly into men romantically. She has a lot of her covers have a man who is like all about the girl, where the girl seems kind of like preoccupied, and that's something you see as a theme a lot in her books. But I think her work is great, and that's another artist. I held on to a few Alice Kirkpatrick books, and this is one that's different, where the girl actually seems more interested. But this is Love Experiences 13, and that's a Kirkpatrick cover.
Something that's funny to me, Rick, is that this is called the romance genre, but I think it's probably better labeled as bad romance because it's usually some scandal or here you go, scandal back home or dates on the side. It's usually not just a straightforward romance.
That's a great point, Keston. I mean, yeah, yeah, and I think those are the books that most people gravitate towards too, where there's a very dysfunctional romantic situation going on. But yeah, no, she doesn't seem that into him really. She's thinking about the dates on the side.
Well, let's go back to campus here. What do we have?
Yeah, Campus Loves number two, Quality, another well-known publisher that was into comic books and really brought about romance. And I think this is the highest graded example. And I mean, again, here they said I was fast, I was free with my kisses, for I could not be denied the excitement I craved. Wow, I mean, for that era, that was probably a little racy, I would think. She's got four guys like swirling around her head, kind of an orbit, and maybe there's some behind her head. Maybe this is like a whole solar system.
Here's the question. So it's 30 years ago for you, Ben, and me. Which guy are you?
Is the guy with the pipe in the military? What's going on there with him exactly? Or is he a fireman? What is happening with the guy with the pipe? That's the one I'm a little bit confused about. I'm gonna go with that guy. I'm gonna go with that guy because I was not really a football player. I wasn't really whatever is going on with that guy on the right. I don't know what kind of hat that he looks like he should have some spinner top on it or something. And then I don't think I was collegiate enough. So I'm gonna go with the pipe guy. Who are you guys going with?
Yeah, Ben, how about you?
I'm the jock.
You're the jock?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's Ben with the yeah, old school. Is that a
leather.
football helmet?
Yeah, it looks like a leather helmet.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And Keston, I presume that you're the college student.
Yeah, I'll be the college student. I wish there was a guy with a post office hat. That'd probably be a little bit better. All right. Yeah, that was a
I need a guy that's like selling vacuum cleaners. At this point, and when you get into the late 60s, early 70s, I think other people had picked up on that, and you see this style here. Love 1971, Super DC Giant number 21 is definitely one of the great Bronze Age romance comics. And romance comics had a pretty strong life there in the early Bronze Age in that period. And this Charlie Armentano cover definitely has some kind of cool, funky elements to it with the race car and the girl's hair and all the colors that are going on. And 9.2 is pretty strong for that, for sure.
All right, so now I want to get a little bit more glimpse into Rick's collection. And Rick is going to show a little bit of original art here. What you got?
Well, I got like this is original John Rosenberger Falling in Love cover, and he had this great style with these where he would have the larger face in the foreground with a lot of detail.
And Rick, this isn't romance per se, but you also have a piece of characters that we love behind you. Would you be willing to show this early artwork of one of the most famous cartoonists in all of history?
Absolutely, it's definitely one of the prides and joys of my collection for sure. So I'm happy to show it. So this is Charles Schulz, Little Folks. And this was the series he did for Pioneer Press before Peanuts. I think it was like 1948, 49, that era. And this would be the kind of the equivalent of a Sunday there. And you see like Snoopy prototype, this was Snoopy before he was called Snoopy. And you see Schroeder prototype. And this is actual original artwork from Charles Schulz from that era. I just want to say, that the romance genre has some of the best artwork in comics, and interior artwork too. This can be spectacular. And if you haven't checked it out, maybe check out a book or two, see what you think. You might be surprised that it could grow on you, and it did for me for sure.
Thank you for your time, Rick. I do enjoy reading and learning about stuff that I don't look at too much.
Yeah, I'll add that I hope everybody around Valentine's Day that you have some good romance with the people or the person who you love, and not the kind of romance that we see here with most of these books.